Hey guys. Part 9 of What If Naruto Was Haunted by Obito's Ghost. Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. Let's start. Chapter 46. Jiraiya's Late Return. The Uchiha Library. Jiraiya spat out the sake from the drink he was drinking. He was sitting in a shady bar somewhere in Fire Country. Why he had just spat out that sake, the reason lay in the words of his informant who sat right next to him. Is the news that shocking? The informant whispered. A shadow fell on his face mysteriously to make it difficult to see his expression. He was wearing a cloak and hood as well. Well, that too, but mostly it was the way you were wearing obviously suspicious clothing. Jiraiya groaned. You do realize you attract more attention like that than if you just wore a shinobi mask to hide your face? But this way it's harder to see my body structure and other things. The informant exclaimed. Jiraiya sighed in exasperation. Anyways. Jiraiya muttered. Is what you said true? 100%. Well, at least 98. The informant whispered. Jiraiya looked up at the stain-covered ceiling. Oh no. Anyhow, what's certain is that the Akatsuki are definitely moving again. Uchiha Itachi and Hoshigaki Kisame have been spotted. The informant started. Near Konoha. Jiraiya finished. He narrowed his eyes. I need to get to Konoha before Naruto's attacked. We made it. Obito blinked, looking up at the gate of Konoha. We made it. Naruto repeated, looking up at the same gate. We made it. Sakura agreed with relief. Sasuke grunted. Whatever, okay. Obito said. We should tell Tsunade-sama about what happened. Are you alright, Sakura-chan? Naruto asked, glancing towards Sakura. I'm fine. Sakura smiled. I didn't get hurt that much, not that little either though, but I should be fine for now. I can't be even more of a drag. That's right. I'm not a drag. I just have to learn how to be stronger. To heal myself, but that will take forever. No, what does that matter? As long as I can eventually help my team. Sakura placed her hand on her forehead. I have a headache though. Do I have multiple personality disorder or something? Naruto ran into the first floor of the Hokage Tower, which also served as the front. Obito and Sasuke walked in behind him. Hey! Is Tsunade no back on here? Naruto demanded the receptionist. Yes. The receptionist answered, not looking up from her desk. Hokage-sama is currently free, you may go up. Yeah, thanks. Naruto nodded and raced up the staircase. There's no reason to hurry. Obito groaned. She's not going to suddenly disappear to an alternate universe. I agree. Sasuke muttered. Walking up the staircase, Sakura followed. Oh, shut up! Naruto called back down the staircase. Naruto raced down the corridor towards the Hokage's office and slammed the doors open. Tsunade no back on. Naruto called out, racing into the room. Huh! Tsunade quickly sat up from her desk and rubbed her blurry eyes. I mean, come in. Oh. You already did that. You were sleeping again, weren't you? Naruto commented, raising an eyebrow. No, I wasn't. Tsunade looked to the side. I was working hard on my paperwork. Naruto looked skeptical. The paperwork that's piling up on your desk. Yes, that paperwork. Tsunade sighed. What's the matter, Naruto? You're back awfully quickly. The Akatsuki attacked us. Obito stated, walking into the room. Sasuke and Sakura followed, silently. Oh, I see what? Tsunade stammered. The Akatsuki attacked you? Yup. Naruto replied. Tsunade sneakily put an empty sake bottle underneath her desk. Explain further. Naruto scratched his head. Where to start? How about the part where Sasuke practically betrayed? Obito suggested. Sasuke twitched. Yeah, that's a good part. Naruto agreed. Sasuke twitched again. Tsunade blinked. Interesting. Tell me more. Basically, the Akatsuki came second. Naruto explained. Firstly, some people called the Sound 4 came. Sound 4? Tsunade repeated. Smells like snake. Yup. Obito nodded. They were working for Orochimaru, and about betraying. Tsunade asked. They wanted to get Sasuke. Here, Naruto pointed at Sasuke with his thumb. To go to Orochimaru. For power. To get revenge. Tsunade murmured. Well, obviously he didn't. Continue on. Okay. Obito said. Well, basically, we were forced to fight the four of them, then the two Akatsuki came in the middle of it all. Then, we took a tactical retreat. In other words, we ran away. Sasuke said coldly. Yes. We did. Naruto agreed, just as coldly. Oh, shut up, you two. Obito sighed. I've said this before, but why do you always only agree on things like this? Anyways. Tsunade broke in. You actually managed to escape from 2 Akatsuki? 50 shadow clones helped. Naruto cut in. I see. Tsunade muttered. She looked up. One thing is certain, the Akatsuki won't give up because of something like this. Naruto blinked. You're in danger for certain. Tsunade said with narrowed eyes. That was when Jiraiya jumped through the window. Kakashi walked through the gate of Konoha. He had just finished his mission. I sure hope that Team 7 hasn't gotten into any trouble, but I get the feeling that they might have. Well, I'm pretty sure Tsunade-sama wouldn't have sent them on a mission higher than a D rank. But then again, if she paired the 3 of them together with Obito. No, there's no way. She wouldn't have given them a C rank. Maybe she would have though. After all, Sasuke and Naruto are Chunin now. 3 Chunin and a Genin. Not really shinobi for a D-ranked mission. Enough of this. I'll just ask. Hey. Kotetsu said, looking up at Kakashi. He was the gatekeeper for today, along with his partner Izumo. Kakashi, you're Team 7's sensei, right? They just came through here. They seemed a little beaten up. Izumo cut in. Nah, they seemed a lot beaten up. Kotetsu shook his head. Kakashi paled. Oh, Naruto might be in danger. Jiraiya cried, landing on the floor. There was a moment of silence. If there were crickets, they would have chirped. Yeah. We got that. Naruto deadpanned. Use the door, Jiraiya. Tsunade sighed. You see, this is why I have to keep the window open all the time. Even if it's really cold, or even raining. HM? Naruto, you're here? Jiraiya blinked, completely ignoring Tsunade. Yeah. Naruto answered. What are you doing here, Ero-sennin? The Akatsuki may attack you. Jiraiya said. There was another moment of silence. Been there, done that. Obito said. A blank look fell upon Jiraiya's face. Been there, done that. Jiraiya looked at the 4 of them closely for the first time. He noticed the fact they were pretty worn down and beaten up. Oh. Jiraiya said simply. Maybe you should have come 4 days ago. Sasuke suggested mockingly. Jiraiya twitched. I learned about this yesterday night. I came as fast as I could. Maybe you should have time traveled. Obito smirked. Yes, mock the late person. Jiraiya sighed. More importantly, what happened? I don't feel like explaining. Naruto placed his hands behind his head and started to back up. Tsunade no Bakun, you can explain everything to Ero-sennin, and we'll be going. Hey, Tsunade objected. Naruto bolted out the door. Wait a second, Naruto. Obito exclaimed, racing after Naruto. Then I'm going as well, Tsunade-sama. Sakura said, walking out the doorway. Goodbye. Sasuke stated, doing the same. Tsunade turned her head towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya. I told myself that the next time I meet you that I'd do something. What? Jiraiya blinked, leaning against the wall. That I'd kill you. Tsunade said sweetly. Jiraiya paled. What? Is it the paperwork? Come on, it can't be that bad. Not now, but it was crazy when I started out because of the Sandsound invasion. Tsunade explained. So what, you're going to kill me because of something that happened in the past? Jiraiya exclaimed, stepping back. Tsunade paused, appearing to think about it. Yes. She decided. Jiraiya twitched. No, think about it a little. Jiraiya suggested nervously. I've thought about it quite a bit. Tsunade smiled insincerely. A knock sounded on the door. Excuse me? Tsunade-sama, may I talk with you? It's Kakashi. Jiraiya smiled, a bright look on his face. Nice timing, Kakashi, Tsunade muttered. Come in, then, Kakashi. Kakashi opened the door softly, and noticed Jiraiya in the corner. Hello, Jiraiya-sama? Kakashi blinked. What are you doing here? That's not important. Anyways, I'll be going. Jiraiya shunted away with a poof of leaves. He got away. Tsunade muttered in annoyance, sitting back down on her chair. Excuse me? Kakashi raised the eyebrow under his forehead protector. Did Jiraiya-sama do something wrong? Nothing. What do you want to ask me? Tsunade demanded. I completed my mission. Kakashi stated. Is that it? Tsunade sighed, starting to rummage around underneath her desk. Where did I put that mission scroll again? No. Kakashi shook his head. I was wondering, Tsunade-sama, did my team get into some sort of trouble? Trouble? Tsunade said, sitting back up. She placed the scroll on her desk. You could say that. They ran into the Akatsuki. What? Kakashi cried. He coughed. Excuse me? I'm sorry, I was a bit surprised about what you said. Tsunade unrolled the scroll and picked up a brush. Yup. They're back safe and sound though. Well, more or less sound, that's a relief. Kakashi murmured. Still, how did they manage to get back? Apparently they used shadow clones. Tsunade said distractedly. She dipped her brush into an ink pot on her desk and scribbled something on the scroll. I see. To get the Akatsuki off their trail, or to escape them. Kakashi commented. I'll hear specific details from my team. Thank you, Tsunade-sama. He shunshined away. Tsunade twitched as she felt Kakashi race past her and through the window. She stabbed the brush onto the scroll in irritation, creating a dark splatter. Use the door. Hey, Naruto, you shouldn't run out like that. Obito pointed up, walking up beside him. The two of them walked through the streets, which were quite crowded considering the fact it was still morning. Why not? Naruto smirked. It got us out, right? Well, that's true. Obito admitted. So, what are we going to do now? We should check if Kakashi-sensei's back yet. Naruto suggested. We should tell him about what happened, too. True. Obito admitted. We should check his apartment. It was somewhere around. Naruto looked around and pointed to a seemingly random direction. There. No, it was over there. Obito pointed to the opposite direction. HM? Naruto blinked. Oh, yeah? I don't really walk on this street much. Excuses, excuses? Obito rolled his eyes. Ghost. Sasuke said suddenly. When do you get there? Obito and Naruto exclaimed in unison, looking behind them. Sasuke stood with an air of irritation. And don't call me Ghost. Obito cut in. Sasuke rolled his eyes. I got here right now. And more importantly, show me where the Uchiha library is. HM? Obito blinked. Oh yeah, I did say that I would show you where it is. Sasuke looked at Obito coldly. Oh, fine. Obito rolled his eyes. Come on, then. Naruto, can you go over to Kakashi's apartment? Sure, Naruto started to say, before falling to the ground with a thump. Great. Just great. Obito muttered. He must have dispersed his shadow clones, or they automatically dispersed because he got too far away. Or, who cares? Sasuke retorted. The point is, he's unconscious. True. Obito groaned. No choice. I'll drag him to his apartment. We can go to the Uchiha library after that. Hello, Obito. Sasuke. Kakashi, who had been walking to his apartment, stopped next to the three of them. And Naruto. Is it chakra exhaustion again? Kakashi! Obito exclaimed. Perfect timing. Hey, can you take Naruto to his apartment, not the hospital? Kakashi inquired. Well, I agree that it would be rather useless to leave him at the hospital, but it would be the responsible thing for a teacher to bring him to the hospital. Do what you want. Let's go, Ghost. Sasuke muttered. He started to walk away. It won't make any difference he gets chakra exhaustion all the time. Take him to the hospital, then. Obito shrugged. Be the responsible teacher. He ran after Sasuke. Kakashi looked down at Naruto, then back up at Obito. Did I detect a hint of sarcasm? Sakura stood in front of the door of her house. She ruffled around in her pouch for the key to her house, then stuck it in the keyhole. I'm home. She called out, walking into the house nervously. I need to clean myself up. I'd better not show my parents what I look like. Is that you, Sakura? A voice called. Yes. Sakura called, racing up the staircase to her room. She closed the door and looked at the bookcase on the wall. All these books, and I still can't help anyone. She flopped down onto her bed. The only way to get stronger is to actually ask someone to train me. Books only go so far. But who can I ask? I want to be able to heal people, right? So, Kakashi-sensei would be out. And the medic needs in the hospital mostly can only help me to learn how to heal people. I want a strong too, not just a doctor. A strong medic need. A certain blonde-haired Hokage floated up in her head. Tsunade-sama? She wouldn't even consider me. No! Sakura stood up suddenly. Don't give up before you even try. It won't hurt to ask. She raced out the door of her bedroom and down the staircase. I'm going out again. Sakura called out. Obito and Sasuke walked through the abandoned streets of the Uchiha district. So we're nearly there. Obito said cheerfully. Don't activate your Sharingan just yet. We don't have too much chakra left, and we need to use the Sharingan to open the door of the library. Fine. Sasuke muttered. Obito stopped in front of a large building. Here? Sasuke said, looking up at the tall building. Isn't this the Uchiha Community Center? No, not here. Obito rolled his eyes. He pointed to a smaller house on the left. That place. Sasuke twitched. Then why did you stop in front of the larger building? Obito walked towards the smaller house and pushed it open. The door creaked creepily. The two of them walked into the room. It was covered with cobwebs and dust. It was sparsely furnished, with a single wooden chair and table in the corner. The floor seemed to be a normal color of brown. Okay. Obito grinned. Activate your Sharingan. And look at the ground. Sasuke blinked, staining his eyes red. He blinked as he noticed dormant chakra on the ground, creating an intricate design on the ground. It's a seal. Obito grabbed a kunai and stabbed his finger. Blood dripped down onto the floor. How does it work? Sasuke demanded. Watch the blood and chakra spiral across the floor. Don't ask me. Obito shrugged. A door appeared in front of the two of them on the wall. Obito walked up to it and pushed it open, revealing a staircase leading down. Come on, then. Obito smirked. Sasuke grunted. Obito slowly stepped down the staircase. Sasuke impatiently followed him. Duan, Obito said with a bored expression, opening the door to the library. Sasuke walked into the library after Obito, and froze. What? Sasuke stammered involuntarily, looking around the chamber. Big, isn't it? Obito grinned, gesturing around. The chamber was around 1.5 stories tall. It was around the width of 2 Hokage towers put together. Not as tall though, of course. There were lines of shelves filled with books and scrolls. It might look amazing, but a third of the shelves are empty. Obito explained. It's so it can be slowly filled by future generations, or something like that. Of course, that couldn't happen. Sasuke thought, clenching his fists. Because of him. Let's see here. Obito said, looking around. If I remember correctly, the Genjutsu scrolls and books are around the first shelves, and the Justice shelves are after that. I don't remember where the catalog is, though. The one that lists where all the scrolls and books are. You should have remembered that. Sasuke retorted. Yeah, but I didn't. Obito said. We'll find it eventually. Sasuke walked up to the first shelf. He scanned the titles. Genjutsu to make it seem like you're eating good food? Sasuke read in disbelief. Oh yeah? Obito grinned. I forgot to mention, but at least a quarter of the Genjutsu seem useless. And half of those are actually useless. Sasuke twitched. But hey, that gives you a 87.5% chance of actually finding something useful when you look at a scroll. Obito shrugged. It worked for me. Sasuke didn't say anything but simply gave Obito a pointed look. What? Obito said defensively. He's just like Naruto. Sasuke thought. Except he's an Uchiha. Which makes it somehow worse. He sighed. Sakura walked into the Hokage's office, slightly nervous. Sakura? What are you doing here? Tsunade asked, placing down the brush she was holding. Tsunade-sama. I have something I want to ask you. Sakura stated. What is it? Tsunade inquired, placing her hands together. Will you? Can you? Sakura took a breath and looked straight at Tsunade. She had a determined look in her eyes. Make me your apprentice. Tsunade's eyes widened. Well, that was awfully direct. She looked at Sakura's determined face. But underneath that determination, she could see the worry hidden away. According to Kakashi, Sakura's trying to become a medic nin. She's apparently weaker than her teammates, and she's always trying to catch up with them, to help them. Tsunade smiled. I've heard about you from Kakashi. Alright. But I warn you, my training regimen isn't easy. Sakura looked up with a bright look on her face. Yes, Jiraiya frowned as he walked towards the hospital. The Akatsuki is after Naruto. Naruto isn't safe. He needs to get stronger. I heard from my spy network that the Akatsuki won't be after Naruto for at least 3 years. After this second failure, they'll definitely decide to capture the other Jinchuriki first. There's the preparations for extracting the tailed beast from inside the Jinchuriki too. Okay. There's nothing else to do. I'll train him. 3 years should be enough to get him stronger. Maybe even enough to fight against one Akatsuki. Still, I'm surprised that Uchiha Sasuke didn't go over to Orochimaru. I suppose that everything can't go your way. Orochimaru. Jiraiya looked up at the sky and sighed. Orochimaru looked at Tayuya with displeasure. You failed to retrieve Uchiha Sasuke? He was forced to take on a new body since the Sound Four had failed to return quickly enough. Bandages still covered his face, only his eyes were visible. He refused to come with us willingly. Tayuya said, kneeling down in front of Orochimaru nervously. We attempted to bring him with us forcefully, but unfortunately we failed. His teammates and Uchiha Sasuke himself succeeded in defeating Sakan, Yukon, and Kidomaru. Was Uzumaki Naruto with them? Orochimaru demanded. Who? Tayuya blinked. A blonde-haired brat. Orochimaru growled. Yes. He was the one who defeated Sakan and Yukon. Tayuya answered. Also, the Akatsuki made an appearance, and made it impossible for us to bring Uchiha Sasuke with us. I believe that Jirubu is also dead now. Did you run away? Orochimaru demanded. No. When Uchiha Sasuke and his team escaped, they followed them, and I made my leave. Tayuya replied. Orochimaru had a displeasured look in his eyes. Kabuto, take her away please. You can do what you want with her. Orochimaru said. Tayuya paled. No, Orochimaru-sama. Please, give me another chance. Thank you, Orochimaru-sama. Kabuto said with a slight smirk. Tayuya clenched her fists. It's no use. Orochimaru-sama has made his mind. And I can't escape from them. I knew I shouldn't have come back here. Orochimaru-sama doesn't accept failure. What Ash? Naruto sat up in his bed suddenly. He looked around. He was in a simply furnished room. The hospital? Not again. Oh, there's Obito. You're awake? Obito blinked. Why do you always seem to wake up when someone's in the room? Not always. Naruto shook his head. Once I woke up, no, then I just pretended to be asleep when Sasuke and Sakura visited. You've only been asleep for 1 day this time. Obito explained. Okay. I'm leaving now. Naruto decided, sitting on the edge of the bed. The hospital staff won't be happy. Obito said. He didn't make any move to stop him. I'm going to henge into Sakura, so cover me. Naruto retorted, placing his hands into a hand seal. Henge. Nah, I personally think you should stay into the hospital for another day, just to get more chakra. Obito smirked. Hey! Naruto complained. Okay, so my chakra's got to be at an all-time low, but still, see you then, Naruto. Obito said cheerfully, before he shunshined away. Naruto attempted to stand up, then just fell back down. Okay, maybe I should stay in the hospital a little longer. He leaned back onto the pillow. Then again, maybe I should leave before I get served food. Hospital food sucks, after all. Naruto sighed and closed his eyes. A large noise sounded from outside of his room. He blinked and sat up in his bed. He peeked out the window. Ero Sennin? Naruto exclaimed, staring at the giant toad outside his window. And was that giant toad really necessary? I had to get up to your floor. You're on the 4th floor. Jiraiya shrugged, jumping through the window into Naruto's room. You could have used the door. Naruto exclaimed. That I could. But I'm a shinobi. Jiraiya pointed out. Is that your rationale for everything? Naruto muttered. Jiraiya chuckled. Anyways, brat. You seem a little injured. What happened? Chakra exhaustion. Naruto answered, leaning back in his bed. Yes, but why did you get chakra exhaustion? Jiraiya demanded. I'm tired. Naruto said, closing his eyes. You ran into the Akatsuki, right? Jiraiya asked. Naruto twitched and turned over in his bed. And you didn't stand a chance against them. Jiraiya correctly inferred. We didn't actually fight them. Naruto muttered and buried his head into the pillow. Look, Naruto. Jiraiya said, sitting down on a chair. I heard from one of someone that the Akatsuki won't go after you for another 3 years. Especially since they failed to capture you twice. Okay. So? Naruto demanded. I want to take you on a 3-year training trip. Jiraiya said. Oka what? 3 years? Naruto cried. Yup. Jiraiya said simply. Why? Naruto asked in slight shock. He had been reduced to statements of one word. The Akatsuki might not attack you right now, but eventually they will come after you again. Jiraiya pointed out. Well, yeah, but Naruto started. If you don't get stronger, you'll get killed. Jiraiya stated brusquely. Naruto shut his mouth. Okay then. Jiraiya murmured. Do you get it? Yes. Naruto muttered. He looked up. But not right away, right? Well, you're still in the hospital. Jiraiya sighed. We can talk more after you get out. Naruto grinned. Yeah, a month passed. Naruto wasn't let out of the hospital until 2 weeks had passed, but both Sakura and Sasuke were training hard. Sakura stood in front of a table. A scroll lay out, with seals drawn on it. In the middle, a dead fish. She placed her hands to the either sides of the fish and channeled chakra. You can do this, just try. The dead fish remained annoyingly dead. Sakura sighed. Oh, hello, Sakura. Shizen smiled, walking into the room. Training? Yes. Sakura sighed again. Don't feel bad if you still can't do it. It took me months. Shizen encouraged. She collected a pile of paperwork. Sakura sighed again and placed her hands back onto the scroll. Today's the day Naruto-kun's leaving, right? Aren't you going to say goodbye? Shizen asked. No. It's okay, Sakura said, looking up to the ceiling. I know that he'll get stronger. I just need to make sure I do. Sasuke leaned back against the wall of the Uchiha library, next to the door. Today's the day Naruto leaves. Whatever. He went back to the book he was reading with a slightly distracted look on his face. I thought you were here, Obito said, opening the door. What a bookworm. You do know that you can take out the books? Sasuke grunted. Translation. This is just a way to disappear for a bit. And I didn't think of that. Obito rolled his eyes. Aren't you going to go say goodbye to Naruto? No, Sasuke stated. Obito sighed. I don't really feel like convincing you to come, especially since I'm not going either, Obito admitted. See you then. He raced out of the door. Naruto looked up at the Hokage monument as he stood next to the gate of Konoha. Are you coming? Jiraiya asked, standing in the gateway. Yup, Naruto said cheerfully. No one came to say goodbye. Well, I more or less visited everyone yesterday anyways. Huh. Naruto blinked as a bright pink color seemed to explode on the Hokage monument. He noticed a small black-haired figure standing on top of the Hokage monument and smiled. Come on, let's go, Naruto exclaimed. He turned around and raced after Jiraiya. Chapter 47, Naruto's Return. Getting the bells, Kotetsu, who was on gate duty, noticed someone unfamiliar coming through the gate. His hair was yellow, and he was wearing a high tie-it, which meant he was a ninja. Hey you! Is this your first time in Konoha? Kotetsu called out from his seat in the gatekeeper's shelter. Izumo dozed off on the desk next to him. You have to sign in, especially if you're a ninja. The ninja turned towards Kotetsu with surprise. He was wearing a short white coat zipped open over a dark orange shirt. He wore gray and white pants, with bandages rolled around his ankles. His sandals were a simple blue. 3 lines were etched upon both his cheeks faintly. Naruto? Kotetsu exclaimed after a moment of silence. I leave for 2.5 years, and everyone forgets me. Naruto complained. Well, you got taller, Kotetsu said dumbly. It's been practically 3 years. Of course I got taller, Naruto pointed out. I can go in, right? Of course. Kotetsu laughed, waving him in. Jiraiya ran after Naruto from behind him. You didn't need to go that ahead. Hello, Jiraiya-sama? Kotetsu nodded. You can go in. Jiraiya ignored him and walked in after Naruto. Naruto climbed up a telephone pole near the Hokage tower and stood on the top. He looked around the village. I'm BSK. Naruto grinned. Looks like Tsunade no Bakon's face was carved on the Hokage monument. Hello, Naruto. A voice called. You've gotten taller. Naruto flipped his head around and looked at Kakashi, who laid back on the roof of the Hokage tower lazily. You haven't changed at all. Naruto grinned. He jumped down onto the roof. I've got something for you. He ruffled around in the blue pouch on his waist and produced a green book. He showed the cover to Kakashi. His eyes widened as he took the book. This is a very boring book, Naruto finished. But you'd like it, right? Even the title's boring. What's Ika tactics even supposed to mean? Kakashi ignored Naruto and held the book in his hands with reverence. Kakashi's look brightened and looked at the first page. Oh, a promising start. Naruto rolled his eyes. I'm going then, Kakashi-sensei. I want to grab some ramen at Ichiraku's. Naruto jumped off the rooftop and onto the ground lightly. He raced down the street towards Ichiraku's ramen. Jiraiya scratched his head. I suppose that ramen obesin is one thing I couldn't cure. Whenever we could, he insisted on eating ramen. He sighed. Kakashi unhappily pulled himself away from his new book and jumped down from the roof to Jiraiya. I'm leaving him to you, Jiraiya whispered to Kakashi. The Akatsuki might start moving again. Kakashi nodded, watching the back of Naruto. Naruto suddenly stopped. Obito? Obito blinked and looked at Naruto. He was wearing a Chunin vest over a navy blue long-sleeved shirt with orange trim. His pants were a dark shade of blue, with pouches of dirty orange. He had grown as well. He was slightly taller than Naruto. Obito grinned. Naruto! You're back, Obito! Naruto grinned back. Where were you going? Obito asked, walking beside Naruto. Ichiraku's. Naruto answered. Obito laughed. Sounds like you. Oh yeah? I'm not living in your apartment anymore. I got my own. Really? Where is it? Naruto asked. I'll show you it. Want to go now? Obito asked. After ramen? Naruto insisted. Obito rolled his eye and walked next to Naruto. Hi, Naruto. a voice said from above. You're back. Naruto looked up. Hi, Sasuke. Sasuke sat down on a tree branch above Naruto. He was wearing a loose black t-shirt and simple black pants. His pouches were light blue. Come down from there, Obito exclaimed. Sasuke shrugged and jumped down. What were you doing in the tree anyways? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow. I bet you saw Naruto and decided to look cool by climbing up in a tree, Obito inferred. Sasuke twitched. I did not. You didn't plan this or something, right? Naruto demanded. Because it's weird meeting you two really quickly. Pure coincidence. Obito shook his head. So, the only one who's left is Sakura-chan. Naruto muttered. The three of them walked for a little while, before a voice called out from behind them. Naruto Naiken. Konohamaru called out. HM? Naruto turned around, looking at Konohamaru. Oh, Konohamaru, Konohamaru smirked. Oiroke no Jutsu. Ninja centerfold. With a puff of smoke, in place of Konohamaru a beautiful woman appeared. Konohamaru undid the jutsu and went back to himself. How was that? Obito had his hand over his nose suspiciously. Sasuke attempted to maintain his bored and calm look, but the effect was broken by the single drop of red underneath his nose. Naruto put his hand on his forehead and groaned. Konohamaru, two things. What? Konohamaru blinked. 1. Make sure there are no females around when you do that, unless you want to be attacked, Naruto said, putting one finger up. Okay, Konohamaru said. 2. Naruto put up another finger. The only time you should really use that is when you're facing an enemy male ninja. Because seriously, one is dangerous. Really Danjero. Naruto jumped forward suddenly as a fist hit the ground where he was. It created a small crater. Sakura-chan? Naruto cried. You nearly killed me, Sakura blinked. How'd you know I was there? I was behind you. It was obvious, Naruto exclaimed. Obito and Sasuke exchanged looks. I understand, Naruto Naiken. Konohamaru nodded, slowly paling. This has become a good lesson. He raced away before Sakura decided to look over at him. So, Naruto, who's really dangerous? Sakura demanded, with a small smile. No one, Naruto said innocently. Oh, fine. Sakura let it go. Wait, Naruto, did you get taller? Why does everyone ask me that? Naruto grumbled. Of course I got taller. After all, you were really short before. Obito grinned. Shut up, Obito, Naruto complained. Why did you have to get taller as well? Kakashi walked up to the four of them. Now. Leave it to around there. Leave what? Sasuke muttered. Hi, Kakashi-sensei. Sakura smiled. Did you know that Naruto was coming back today? No, actually. Kakashi shrugged. Are we going to do anything? Naruto demanded. Yes. We're no longer teacher and student, Kakashi explained. We're fellow Konoha shinobi. But nevertheless, I want to see how much you've improved. He ruffled around in his pouch and produced 3 bells. Kakashi's eye crinkled into an arch. If you don't come at me with the intent to kill, you won't get these bells. But Kakashi-sensei, Naruto said. If we come at you with the intent to kill, his eyes narrowed, you might die. Naruto smirked. Kakashi blinked in surprise at Naruto's words. We're going to go to a training area, right? Obito demanded, breaking the silence. Yes. Kakashi nodded. Follow me. Here? Naruto blinked, looking around. Isn't this is nostalgic, Sakura commented. Sasuke gave a mute nod. Back then, no one could even hear me, Obito mused. The 4 of them looked at the 3 logs placed in the middle of a clearing. Now I'm sure you know what to do, Kakashi said, attaching the bells to his belt. And yes, Obito, you get to join as well. Darn, Obito muttered. And it wouldn't be fun without an incentive, Kakashi said. So anybody who doesn't get a bell will have the dubious honor of completing as many D-ranked missions as Tsunade-sama deems necessary. The 4 of them twitched. Okay then. The deadline is by sunset, Kakashi stated. Start. The 4 of them jumped into the trees. Okay then. What should we do? Obito asked. Well, first things first, what can you do? Naruto demanded everyone. I'm a medic now, Sakura explained. I also have augmented strength. I've learned more genjutsu. Obito shrugged. Lots more genjutsu. I've also learned a lot more fire techniques, etc. What have you learned? Sasuke retorted. HM? Fuinjutsu. Naruto answered offhandedly. Fuinjutsu? Sakura exclaimed. Ero Sennin's a Fuinjutsu master after all. Naruto shrugged. No need to mention the other things I learned right now, but you can't really use that in combat. Sasuke muttered. I can make explosions on command. Naruto pointed out. And some other things on command. It would be a pain to explain all of them. You can make explosions on command? Obito repeated with a grin. How about paint explosions? Easily. Naruto grinned back. Can you pick the color? Obito demanded. In my sleep. Naruto smirked. Enough about pranking. Sasuke retorted. We need to get back on topic. Yeah. Well, I explained. Now you explain what you learned. Naruto retorted. Did you learn anything during 2.5 years? Sasuke scoffed. Of course I did. I can do a lot of genjutsu. I've learned plenty of fire and lightning techniques as well. I learned the fire chakra nature too. Okay. Well, why don't we go with this? Naruto leaned in and whispered something to the other three. Fine. Sasuke muttered. Sounds good. Obito agreed. Okay. Sakura smiled. Just a second. Naruto muttered, fishing around in his belt pouch. He produced a small pile of fuinjutsu tags. He separated them into 3 groups. Now, these are explosions tags. Take them. Sakura, Sasuke, and Obito each grabbed a pile. Naruto took out another 3 fuinjutsu tags. If you have a chance, stick this on him. Naruto ordered. Sasuke scoffed but grabbed a tag. The other 2 did the same, and I'll keep my tags. Naruto said, patting his pouch. Okay. Let's go. Kakashi read his new book in the Ika series happily. I'm glad they're spending so much time planning. I'm already on the 4th chapter. His eyes twitched as he took in the sound of rustling. Darn. Kakashi put his book away with a sigh. 4 kunai hit the ground around Kakashi. He blinked and swiftly jumped away, seconds before the tags exploded. He then turned around and blocked Sasuke's kunai with another kunai. Sasuke scowled and continued on attacking Kakashi, who continued on blocking the attacks. Kakashi's eye flashed for a moment, and he ducked as Naruto jabbed his hand out from behind him. 2-on-1? Kakashi commented, jumping back. Drat. Naruto muttered, putting the seal on his hand back in his pocket. Plan changed. I couldn't get the seal on him. Great. Sasuke drawled sarcastically. His eyes became red. Just look for another chance. Naruto nodded, grabbed some explosion tagged kunai, and threw them at Kakashi. Kakashi dodged the kunai easily, leaving a trail of destruction behind him as the tags exploded. He placed his hands into a hand seal and sunk into the ground. Darn. Naruto complained. He used some sort of earth technique to escape. Sakura's eyes lit up and jumped down from the trees. She smirked. This is my turn. She punched the ground with all of her strength. The ground cracked open, breaking into big pieces. And right in the middle, formerly underneath the ground, was Kakashi. He was looking up with a shocked look on his face. Naruto and Sasuke exchanged glances. Sasuke, remind me to never anger Sakura again. Naruto stammered. Sasuke nodded mutely. Same here. Obito jumped down from the trees. Can I get a reminder as well? Sure. Naruto nodded. The 3 of them stared at Sakura for a while. Kakashi jumped out of the ground. Tsunade-sama has really made a mini-me. Naruto grabbed several kunai from his pouch and threw them at Kakashi. Kakashi easily dodged the kunai and jumped into the forest. Hey! I'm not letting you go! Naruto exclaimed, jumping after Kakashi. Hey! Naruto! Sasuke snapped, swiftly following. You too! Wait a second! Obito retorted, racing forwards. Sakura blinked. Wait a minute! Sakura cried in annoyance. Darn it! We lost him. Naruto complained. And we didn't manage to stick that seal on him. If I did, I would be able to find him easily. Is this some sort of tracking seal? Obito asked, holding up the seal Naruto had given him. Something like that. Naruto said with a little smile. But more importantly, we need to find Kakashi. Obito pointed out. He looked up at the sky. Sunset shouldn't be too far away. True. Naruto muttered. Why don't we simply separate and try to find Kakashi on our own? Sasuke suggested. I'm pretty sure I can get the bells all by myself. I'm certain I can get the bells by myself. Naruto rolled his eyes. But that's not the point. I'm the Jonin. Sasuke retorted. Yes, but Naruto paused. Wait. What did you say? Sasuke was promoted a couple months ago. Obito explained. Naruto twitched. What? Putting that aside, I agree with Sasuke. Obito said. We need to find Kakashi, and we won't be able to find him by staying together. But I don't agree that we would be able to take him by ourselves. If we find him, we We need to find the others. Naruto shrugged. I agree. But if you have a chance, stick that seal on Kakashi-sensei. Yup. Obito nodded. Fine. Sasuke muttered. The four of them jumped off into 4 different directions. Naruto froze as he saw a gray-haired figure in a clearing not far from where he was standing. He slowly walked forwards, sneaking up towards Kakashi. Wait a second, something strange. Why would he be just standing there? Naruto stopped, careful to not move his gaze from the supposed Kakashi. He placed his hands into a hand seal and created a shadow clone. The shadow clone raced towards Kakashi and attempted to grab the bells. Kakashi easily dodged the clone's attempt to grab them. Naruto silently watched the fight between his clone and Kakashi. He placed his hands into a hand seal. Kaze no Yaiba. Wind swords. Naruto muttered under his breath. The wind swords hit Kakashi head-on, and dispersed him with a puff of smoke. Knew it. It was a shadow clone. Naruto sighed. If there was one, there's probably a lot. No, wait. Kakashi-sensei has less chakra than me, so if I see Kakashi-sensei again, he's probably the real thing. But wait. Why did he waste his chakra making a shadow clone? It can't be just to confuse us. My shadow clone, the memories I got. Naruto slowly walked into the clearing and stopped, right in front of the rope trap Kakashi had set. Well, that explains things. I better be careful. Good thing my shadow clone didn't get caught, though. I won't find Kakashi-sensei by sunset if I just walk around. I better use shadow clones. Naruto put his hands into a hand seal, creating 50 shadow clones. K. Let's go. Naruto grinned, his shadow clones scattering in separate directions. Obito yelped as a rope trap pulled him up into the air. Geez. I was paying so much attention to look for Kakashi I didn't bother looking at the ground. He grabbed a kunai and easily cut the rope trapping him. He jumped back down with a sigh. This is going nowhere. How are we supposed to find Kakashi in this forest? Hi, Obito. A shadow clone of Naruto said, passing by. Obito blinked. Hi. Wait. Naruto. You should use your shadow clones. Oh, I'm a shadow clone. Boss already thought of that. The shadow clone explained. I'm going then. The shadow clone raced off. Obito sighed and continued on walking forwards. A shadow clone of Naruto ran into Sasuke. What are you doing? Sasuke snapped in irritation. Kakashi's right there. The shadow clone blinked and looked at Kakashi, who was standing a couple 100 meters away. Close enough to see, but not close enough to be noticed. This one looks real. Naruto muttered, looking at Kakashi. This Kakashi was engrossed in his book, obviously. Why wouldn't he be real? Sasuke retorted. I ran into a shadow clone of Kakashi. Naruto explained. And you thought that he was real? Sasuke scoffed. You would've. Naruto snapped. Besides, I sent a shadow clone to fight him. You use shadow clones too much. Sasuke muttered. Whatever. Naruto rolled his eyes. It's nearly sunset. Isn't there more important things to do? I suppose. Sasuke muttered, standing up. His eyes flashed, and he started to walk towards Kakashi. Kakashi blinked as he sensed the two of them near. He placed his book back into his pouch. It's practically sunset. Kakashi commented. I doubt you'd be able to get the bells from me with only the two of you. You think? Naruto smirked. Ha! Sasuke said sarcastically, staring at Kakashi with his activated Sharingan. Kakashi, on the other hand, was intelligently avoiding meeting Sasuke's eyes. He pushed up his high tide to reveal his Sharingan, and squeezed his other eye shut. Can you trap him in a genjutsu through the Sharingan? Naruto demanded quietly. No. Sasuke muttered in irritation. Naruto grabbed a few kunai and threw them towards Kakashi. Kakashi didn't even need to dodge the kunai. They didn't go anywhere near. Same. Sasuke muttered. 4 explosions flew up into the air, followed by 4 crashes as trees fell to the ground where Kakashi used to be. Kakashi jumped into the trees seconds before it crushed him. You were saying? Naruto smirked. Sasuke ignored Naruto pointedly. Kakashi jumped back down, staring at the fallen trees. That might have been dangerous. You think? Sasuke said coldly, jumping forwards, his hands stretched out. Kakashi stepped back swiftly, but his foot tripped against a piece of broken wood from the explosion. Darn. Sasuke took advantage of the small moment of weakness to grab the bells. He quickly jumped back to Naruto. He handed Naruto a bell. Thanks. Naruto grinned. You may have the bells, but aren't you forgetting something? Kakashi looked up at the sky. It'll be sunset in around 5 minutes, but Obito and Sakura are most likely nowhere near here. Naruto and Sasuke paled in unison as they imagined how irritated Sakura would be. Great. Naruto muttered. Just great. Sasuke agreed. Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke came out of the forest into the clearing where they started. The sun had already set, and the sky was steadily growing darker by the minute. Obito, Naruto, and Sakura were already there and waiting. Kakashi blinked in confusion as he looked at the Naruto who had come out of the forest with them. Are you a shadow clone? Yeah. That Naruto nodded. He walked up to the original Naruto and handed him the bell, then dispersed. Naruto's eyes widened for a moment as he processed the memories. We got the bells. Naruto muttered. Seriously? Obito exclaimed. But, Naruto said, his voice barely above a whisper. It's already past sunset. What? Sakura blinked. Sasuke sighed. We couldn't find you. You didn't get the bells before sunset. Therefore, while we don't have to do the D-ranks, you do. Oh. Obito muttered. Don't worry. Kakashi said cheerfully. It was just a way to get you to take me seriously. You don't actually have to do the D-ranks. It wouldn't be fair, anyways, considering there were only 3 bells. I won't be so mean as to leave Sasuke and Naruto to Sakura's rage. Well, that's a relief. Naruto muttered. Kakashi glanced at the sky. I suppose you 4 can go. Kakashi decided. We'll meet tomorrow at the Hokage Tower at 7. Got it. Tomorrow at 9, right? Naruto grinned. No, Kakashi attempted to correct Naruto. Naruto ran out of the clearing. Kakashi sighed. I blame you, Obito. He murmured. Uh-huh. Obito said dismissively. Chapter 48. First Mission. To the Sand. Naruto walked out of his apartment early in the morning. But Naruto was used to waking up early by now. Not that he had actually had to meet up with his team for a while yet. Kakashi wouldn't be there for ages, and neither would Obito. Naruto walked down the staircase, grinning. Perfect chance to go to Ichiraku's. I couldn't go yesterday, since it was too late. He walked down the street quickly. Hey! Naruto! You're back! A voice called. He heard the sound of heavy footsteps. Naruto turned around and stared. Kiba? Why is that Akamaru you're riding on? Kiba blinked in confusion. He was no longer wearing a hooded coat. Instead, he was wearing a black jacket matched with black pants. He was riding on a considerably larger Akamaru. Yeah. Who else? He got bigger. Naruto stated dumbly. Really? Not that much. Kiba shrugged. Not that much? He used to be this small. Naruto exclaimed, showing Akamaru's former size with his hands. Well, it happened over a while, you know. One day, Akamaru couldn't sit on my head anymore. Kiba commented. Naruto twitched. And people call me stupid. Then he resisted a laugh as he imagined this giant Akamaru trying to sit on Kiba's head. You're up pretty early. Naruto commented. Yeah. I need to walk Akamaru. Kiba explained, laying a hand on Akamaru's head. I think he's walking you. Naruto muttered. Did you say something? Kiba asked. Nothing. Anyways, I'm going to grab some breakfast before I meet up with my team. Naruto said, starting to walk away. Missions already? Wow. When did you get back? Kiba exclaimed. Yesterday. Naruto grinned. But I want to go on missions. Kiba shrugged. It's your choice. See ya, Kiba. Naruto grinned, running off, and very nearly bumped into Lee. Naruto-kun! Lee exclaimed. You are back. And I can see that you are more youthful than before. Are you talking about my height? Naruto asked in irritation. Your height has nothing to do with youthfulness. Lee smiled. Is that even a word? Naruto muttered. And you haven't changed one bit. I'm going now. Wait, Naruto-kun. I wish to talk to you about your training. Lee cried. As fellow geniuses of hard work, Naruto groaned and shunshined away. Lee stammered. Kiba laughed. I don't blame Naruto for running away. Naruto-kun did not run away, Lee exclaimed. He simply did not wish to be interrupted from his morning training. Is that what you're doing? Kiba asked. Of course, Lee exclaimed, smiling. Well, try your best. Kiba grinned. Typical Lee. Come on, Akamaru. Let's go. Akamaru barked and raced away. Naruto sighed as he glanced at a clock that was placed upon a post in the park he was in. I lost 15 minutes talking with Kiba and Lee. From where I am, it's around 30 minutes to the Hokage Tower, 20 to Ichiraku's, and 10 back to my apartment. The meeting time at the Hokage Tower is at 7. It's 6 right now, which means I have around 3 hours. It should be more than enough as long as I don't bump into anyone else. Ichiraku's and the Hokage Tower are in more or less the same direction, after all. Naruto started to walk back towards the main street. He nodded towards a boy wearing a hood over his head. Naruto, the boy said. Naruto stopped to glance back at the boy. He narrowed his eyes. I can't tell under the thick hood, but that sort of coat. Maybe, Shino? Naruto said hesitantly. Yes. Shino answered. I see that you have returned. Yeah, anyways, nice to see you. Naruto interrupted hastily. I'm in a bit of a hurry, so see ya. We can talk later. I feel bad for Shino, but if I stay any longer I'm certain I'll be dragged into either an awkward silence, or be tormented with long, dragged-out sentences that Shino seems to be fond of. Shino tried to speak again, but Naruto had already left. He sighed and a gloomy cloud appeared above his head. Naruto continued on walking down the street, his speed a little faster than normal. Judging by my luck so far, I'm certain to run into somebody else. I thought I had good luck, but I guess that only works with gambling. Let me see. I've run into Shino, Lee, and Kiba so far. I wonder who next? Naruto nervously walked on. To his surprise, he reached Ichiraku's ramen without any problems. He sat down on the bench. Naruto! Tsuchi exclaimed, preparing the noodles for another customer. You're back. You've gotten awfully taller. Yup. Naruto grinned. I'll have the usual. For that matter, why does everyone mention my height? He looked at the customer beside him and blinked. Tsuchi? Yup. Tsuchi smiled. It's not a surprise to see you here. When did you get back? Yesterday. Naruto answered. I'm grabbing some breakfast before I meet up with my team. Same here. Tsuchi nodded. There were 3 empty bowls of ramen stacked in front of him, and he was starting on his 4th. Naruto stared at the empty bowls in silence. Even I don't eat that much, at least in the morning. A bowl of miso ramen was placed in front of Naruto. Here you go! Tsuchi exclaimed. Thanks. Naruto grinned. He quickly inhaled his ramen. He put a bit of money on the counter. See you, Naruto said before racing off. Tsuchi nodded at Naruto over his 5th bowl of ramen. Tsuchi waved. Naruto sighed. Now all he had to do was make it to the Hokage Tower safely and on time. I have an hour or so, I suppose. Even Kakashi-sensei should make it there pretty soon. It should be easy enough. 10 minutes to the tower. I could shunshin, I guess, but then I would get there way too early. Naruto raced down the street, hoping not to bump into anyone. Unfortunately, he had no such luck. Hinata? Naruto exclaimed as he passed Hinata on the street. Luckily enough, he didn't bump into her, although it was close. HM? Hinata said, looking up from the ground. Her face took on a red tinge. And Naruto-kun? Who else? Naruto grinned. She didn't faint. I knew that I wasn't the reason she always fainted. Well, there's always the possibility that she simply stopped fainting, but I was the cause before. She took a slight breath and looked up at Naruto. It's been a while. Yup. Naruto answered. What time is it? I really need to look into getting a watch. Anyways, I'm in a little hurry. Naruto said. I'll see you later, Hinata. Why, yeah. Hinata stammered. Later? Really? Naruto waved goodbye and ran off. Hinata smiled. I'm glad I got to meet Naruto. Naruto stopped in front of the Hokage Tower. 2 people waited to the side of the door. Naruto! You're late! Sakura exclaimed in irritation. So's Obito and Kakashi-sensei. Naruto pointed out. And since we all know that they're going to be late, there's no reason in coming early. It's the principle. Sakura insisted. When you go into your own team, you're going to be one who's always late, and when I go into my own team, I'll make sure to not be late. Naruto said simply, leaning against the wall. You think that you can get rid of habits that easily? Sakura demanded. Yup. Naruto said. I give up. Sakura sighed. There's no point in trying to convince you. Glad you understand. Naruto said cheerfully. Out of curiosity, when did you get here, Sasuke? Half an hour ago. Sasuke answered. See, Sasuke was late too. Naruto exclaimed. And she chewed me out as well. Sasuke muttered. Oh, then it's fine. Naruto shrugged. So it's fine as long as you're not the only person? Obito rolled his eyes, walking up to the 3 of them. Hi, Obito! You're pretty early. Naruto commented. No, he isn't! Sakura cried. He's really late. Anyways, I just realized something. But if Obito's in as well, don't we have 5 people instead of the usual 4? Naruto pointed out. True. Obito murmured. Well, I'm sure Tsunade-sama knows that. Well, technically, the ghost isn't there. Sasuke muttered. Shut up. Obito groaned. How long is it going to take to get you to call me by my name? Forever. Sasuke stated. Whatever. Obito groaned. He sat down on the ground with boredom. Did you replace me while I was gone? Naruto asked curiously. Sometimes. But sometimes we all went on different missions with completely different teams. Obito answered. I wonder how long Kakashi's going to tack. That was when Kakashi decided to appear in a cloud of leaves. One would almost think he planned it. Hello, everyone, Kakashi said cheerfully. Morning, you're late, Sakura exclaimed. Alone, give it up, Sakura-chan. Naruto sighed, placing a hand on Sakura's shoulder. You can never win. Sakura twitched and clenched her fist. Naruto jumped back swiftly and placed his hands in front of him protectively. Now, Sakura-chan, let's go into the Hokage tower, Kakashi suggested, saving Naruto from Sakura's anger. Yup, I agree. Naruto agreed, running into the Hokage tower. Sakura muttered. Obito twitched. She said ch? She just said ch? She definitely said ch. Come on, already. Obito muttered, running into the Hokage tower after Naruto. The 5 shinobi walked into the Hokage's office, where Tsunade sat in the middle of a rather long desk. To her sides, a few different shinobi sat to aid Tsunade with her task to assign missions. One such shinobi was Iruka. Now, Tsunade said, looking at the 5 of them. First things first. Uchiha Obito. Yes? Obito stated formally. I have decided to keep you with Team Kakashi. Tsunade explained. Teams usually consist of 4 shinobi, but it isn't too unusual to see a 5 shinobi one. There are a few others in fact. Considering the fact you worked quite well with Team Kakashi when Naruto was away and was short one person, I see no reason to assign you to a different team. Of course, if a different team is short one person, I may ask you or another member of Team Kakashi to sub in. Do you understand? Obito resisted grinning. Yes. Tsunade glanced at her mission scroll. Now that's dealt with, I believe that a mission to escort a carpenter to the land of vegetables that seems to be. A carpenter? Naruto interrupted. Yes. Tsunade sighed. Now he's going to start complaining about how it's too easy of a mission. Reminds me of a certain mission to Wave. Naruto muttered. Tsunade blinked. Wave? A couple years ago, we were assigned a supposedly C-ranked mission to escort a bridge builder to Wave. Kakashi explained. There were complications, let's say, and it ended up being A or S ranked. Exactly? Obito nodded. I see why you would like to avoid a repeat. Still, if you're a shinobi, you're going to have to missions you dislike sometimes. Tsunade warned. There were murmurs of agreement from the other shinobi to the sides of Tsunade. Yeah, but we already did D ranks. Naruto retorted. And I wasn't complaining about that. Everyone mentally groaned. We're a team of Chunin and Jonin. Naruto pointed out. Should we really be going on a C-ranked mission? I mean, it's unlikely that there'd ever be a repeat of the Wave mission. You never know. Sasuke muttered. But there's nothing wrong in giving a genin team that mission. Naruto continued on, ignoring Sasuke. I'm sure that you want me to be eased into missions again, but have you forgotten exactly what I've been doing the past 3 years? Training. Naruto paused to look around the room. I mean, I'm sure that there are a lot of D ranks to be done, but you can give a genin team a C rank for a change, you know. He narrowed his eyes. There's no reason for us to take this mission. A dead silence fell onto the room. Tsunade was the first to make a noise. She coughed. Well, I see you've improved. At least in your skill to get out of D ranks. Well, it's a C rank this time, but the principle is the same. Naruto twitched. That's not the only thing I've improved in. I'm sure you've gotten stronger as well. Iruka smiled, then blinked in surprise. You've gotten taller too. Naruto resisted the urge to scream in frustration. Stop mentioning my height. That worked much better than dropping to the floor and complaining. Sakura smiled lightly. Naruto, you aren't the same as before. I can tell. Of course, knowing Naruto, he's going to then do some stupid thing to annoy me and make me rethink that. You can have a B-ranked mission then. Tsunade decided. Naruto grinned. Let me see. Tsunade looked at her scroll. The door flew open and a black-haired kunoichi raced into the room. An urgent expression was on her face as she clenched the frame of the door tightly. The Sand's Kazekage, Gaara of the Sand, has been taken by a certain organization. The kunoichi exclaimed in one breath. She took another deep breath and spoke again. The name of this organization is the Akatsuki. Gaara? Naruto cried. Kazekage? Yes, but that's not important right now. Obito muttered. Why did no one tell me? Naruto complained irritably. But more importantly, Naruto trailed off, his face contorting into an expression of worry. Gaara. Tsunade placed the scroll back onto the desk. Team Kakashi, Tsunade said slowly. I am now going to assign you your mission. All 5 of them looked towards Tsunade. Your mission is to go to the sand. Immediately. Find out what's happened, and aid them in what they require. Tsunade ordered. Do you understand? Yes. The 5 of them chorused. After grabbing any essential equipment and supplies from their respective houses, the 5 shinobi gathered underneath the gateway out of Konoha. Tsunade and Irika stood behind them. Naruto had an impatient look on his face, and he barely resisted jumping from one foot to another in his urgency to go after Gaara. Sasuke, on the other hand, was simply checking the state of his kunai with a disinterested look on his face. Kakashi was still reading his book with an enthralled expression. Sakura was worriedly looking around, her eyes flitting to and from various people. Obito was tapping his foot on the ground, ready to leave. Obviously, he had no qualms about hiding his impatience. The Akatsuki, huh? Kakashi murmured, not raising his face from the book. Haven't you finished that already? Obito demanded. I can never understand how you became such of a pervert while I was dead. Irika blinked in confusion. I grew up. Kakashi answered with amusement. Yeah, right. Obito muttered. Jiraiya jumped down from the trees. Are you going on a mission? Where were you? Naruto rolled his eyes. Let me guess. Peeping. I was not. Jiraiya objected. Sure you weren't. Naruto scoffed. It was a miracle I didn't become an outright pervert, hanging out with you, and I had such hopes. Jiraiya sighed. Unfortunately, you decided to go the other way, unless it has to do with ninja centerfold and quickly disabling male enemies. Naruto shrugged. Sasuke scoffed. As if that'd work. Oh, it does. It does. Naruto chuckled darkly. Jiraiya groaned. More importantly, Tsunade. The Sans Kazekage has been taken by the AK, we know. Naruto cut him off. Geez. Jiraiya muttered. Why do I get the feeling your respect for me goes down by 10 every time I do something perverted? Because it does? Naruto suggested lightheartedly. His face then darkened as he recalled Gaara. We need to go. I agree. Sakura nodded. We're going to leave now, Tsunade Shosho. Very well. Tsunade answered. Go as quickly as you can. Wait a second. Naruto, come here for a minute. Jiraiya ordered. Okay. Naruto shrugged, walking up to Jiraiya. What? Be careful. Jiraiya explained. I kinda guessed. Naruto deadpanned. You know what I mean. You may have gotten stronger, but make sure you think things through. Jiraiya sighed. When things get to your head, you tend to rush into things. And most of the time, you're strong enough to get out of it somehow. That might not work against the Akatsuki. I've got that technique. Naruto pointed out. True. But still. And keep that technique as a trump card. It's best that no one knows you know about it yet. Jiraiya warned. Oh, fine. Naruto muttered. I'm going now. Jiraiya walked past Kakashi and whispered something into his ear. Make sure he doesn't get into too much trouble. Kakashi chuckled. I'll try my best. "K, let's go," Naruto exclaimed. He raced forwards, leaping into the air. Tsunade and Jiraiya silently watched them leave. The 5 members of Team Kakashi raced through the trees. Naruto's feet hit the branch with a loud crack. It fell to the ground. Naruto, I understand that you might feel worried and harried, but no matter how fast you go, it still will take 3 days to get to the village of the sand. Kakashi sighed. Not unless you can teleport. Naruto didn't slow his pace. You know perfectly well why I need to get to. Huh? What are you guys doing here? A voice cut in. HM? Naruto blinked. A blonde-haired girl moved beside the other 5. Hi, Temari-san? Sakura exclaimed. Temari smirked. Hey. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Naruto blinked. Were you in Konoha? Yes. I was there for the preparations for the upcoming Chunin exams. Temari explained. Oh. Yeah. Obito's eyes widened and quickly explained what had happened to her brother. Temari paled. I need to get back to the sand right now. That's where we're headed. Kakashi answered. I'll come with you. Temari said instantly. Let's hurry up. Sasuke said coldly. Naruto nodded mutely and raced forwards. Chapter 49. Sakura's skills. Danger that closes in. Team Kakashi, plus Temari, arrived at the gates of the rather uncolorful village of the sand. All the buildings were a shade of brown and white. Still, as it was the hidden village of the sand, that was to be expected. After all, it was located in the middle of the desert. Temari raced up to the gatekeepers of the sand. It's Temari. The people behind me are the reinforcements from Konoha. The reinforcements? One gatekeeper said with concealed relief. Very well. Come in. I'll take you to the hospital. There's someone you might want to see. Someone I might want to see? Temari blinked, racing after the gatekeeper who had already started to run off. Kankuro. I'm sure you already know about Kazakage-sama, but Kankuro followed his kidnappers too far. The gatekeeper explained. He got hit by poison of the kidnappers, and we still can't neutralize it. If things continue on like this, he can't have more than half a day left. First Gaara, now Kankuro too, Temari said. She clenched her fists. Why? Sakura's eyes narrowed. Let's hurry, Temari-san. I'll examine him. Oh yeah? Naruto commented. Sakura, you became a medic nin, right? Can you heal him? I can't tell until I see him. Sakura answered. The 7 of them continued on running towards the hospital. Back in Konoha, Tsunade was sitting in her desk, a newspaper spread out on it. She stared at a lottery ticket located on top of the newspaper, and stared some more, and a bit more, for good measure. Then she shifted her gaze towards the newspaper, which had the results of the lottery, and she glanced back at her lottery ticket yet again. I won. Tsunade thought in mute astonishment. 3rd place, but nevertheless I won. Nothing good happens when I win. Tsunade paled. This is a bad omen. She grabbed her teacup. Unfortunately enough, Shizen had forbidden Tsunade to drink sake during work, and had confiscated all her sake bottles to boot, which is why she was forced to drink tea. Of course, that was when the teacup decided to crack. Another bad omen. Tsunade paled further. Shizen! Shizen! She called urgently. Can you get Guy's team in here? I've got a mission for them. Sakura raced into the hospital room where Kankuro was. Various shinobi ran around in the room, doing various jobs. She threw down her bag and ran to Kankuro's side. Meanwhile, an old woman stared at Kakashi, who had just entered the room. She was quite old, wrinkles covered her face and hands. But even with her age, her face currently had the darkest look that Naruto had ever seen. White Fang, she murmured furiously. She jumped at Kakashi, fully intending to fight him. Naruto's eyes narrowed and he blocked the old woman's jabs. He hit the old woman with his spare leg and kicked her to the ground. He then grabbed her hands and prevented her from moving. What do you think you're doing, attacking Kakashi-sensei so suddenly? Naruto demanded with irritation. We're here to help the sand, you senile old hag. Was there really any reason for you to come in? Sasuke retorted. You're just showing off. Shut up, Sasuke. Naruto snapped. She said White Fang. Obito commented. Oh, I got it. Hey, old woman, you thought Kakashi was the White Fang. Which he isn't, by the way. That's right, Chio. An old man walked up to Naruto and the old woman Chio. Look closely. The resemblance is startling, but this man is not the White Fang of Konoha. Chio blinked and started laughing nervously. As if I was just pretending to be senile. Naruto twitched and let Chio go. She quickly stood back up. Why is the sand letting a crazy old woman loose? Still, you're pretty good. Chio complimented. Even though I was holding back quite a bit, to be able to get me to the ground like that. Yes, whatever you say. Naruto muttered, ignoring her. More importantly, I need to treat Kankuro-san. Sakura exclaimed in irritation. Can you keep quiet for a bit? Okay. Naruto shrugged. He blinked. Wait, that's Kankuro? I couldn't tell without the makeup. Sasuke nodded in agreement. Sakura gathered green chakra in her hands and put one of her hands on his chest. With her other hand, she grabbed the poison that she had drawn out of Kankuro's body. She placed it in a bowl and continued on the process. Eventually, she stood back and wiped her forehead. I've removed most of the poison, Sakura explained. There's no immediate danger to his life now. But I still need to make an antidote to the remnants of the poison in his body. Well, Obito whispered. Looks like Sakura has become a full-fledged medic nin. Naruto nodded. Can you gather the ingredients I ask you to gather? Sakura asked, sitting down onto a chair. Chio stared at Sakura. You remind me of the slug woman, Tsunade Shosho? Sakura smiled. Well, she is my master after all. Chio's eyes widened. Ebizo, the old man, presumably Ebizo, nodded. Time is still flowing. Exactly. Now, let's hurry up and go after the Akatsuki. Naruto retorted. We're running out of time. Sakura, how long will it take for you to make an antidote? Depends. Do you have the Tamashiri plant here? Sakura asked. Yes, in fact. Not too much, but we do have it. I'll take you to the greenhouse. A ninja answered. Good. Naruto, it shouldn't take too long. Sakura answered. The two of them walked out of the room. So, as soon as Sakura's finished with that, let's go after them. Naruto grinned. He paused. Wait a second. Does anyone actually know where they went? Kankuro was the only one to follow after Kazekage-sama. A random shinobi answered. Unfortunately enough, we have completely lost them. Obito looked disapproving. Let me get this right. Your Kazekage was abducted, and the only one to follow him was what? A single chunin? Low jonin at most? Most of the sand shinobi in the room looked slightly ashamed, which was saying something. Just because he was kidnapped by a couple of S-rank ninjas isn't an excuse. Naruto agreed. That seems like an excuse to me. Sasuke muttered. I'll have you Kano, a weak voice stammered. That I may, J. Jonin. All the eyes in the room turned to the weak form on the bed. There were T2 enemies. One who T-took Gaara, and the other. You see can follow Gaara's scent, for the F first. The other caught H his clothing and M my puppet. Kankuro rubbed his eyes and looked. The figure of a slightly familiar blonde-haired ninja reflected in his eyes. Is that Uzumaki Naruto? And next to him, it's the whole Konoha team from the Chunin exams, plus an unknown person. Kankuro! Temari exclaimed, running to his side. Are you alright? Yeah, more or less. Kankuro said unconvincingly. Kankuro. Chio said, staring at Kankuro with an unreadable expression. I have heard that one of the enemies you fought was Sasori. Is that true? I don't know if it's true or not. Kankuro stated hesitantly. But that's what he called himself. Sasori of the Red Sand. I see. Chio murmured. Can you tell us more about the Akatsuki you fought? Kakashi asked. If we are going to fight them, we need to know about them. Kankuro nodded and started to speak. He slowly and steadily explained what he knew about the Akatsuki members he fought with. It wasn't much, but it was something. After a while, Sakura returned with the antidote to the poison in Kankuro's body. Drink it all up. Sakura ordered. Medicine always tastes bad. You know, someone should really make medicine that tastes good. Obito muttered. It would make trips to the hospital much more enjoyable. Are you done? Naruto said with a tinge of impatience. Let's go. Sakura grabbed her bag and nodded. Okay. Let's go then. Kankuro stared at Naruto. That's him. That's the person who managed to make Gaara change so much. From that thing to what he is now. What seems like a normal human trying to make up for things he did before, just by beating him in a fight. Then again, I don't think anyone had ever beaten Gaara in a fight before, so that was probably a major milestone. But still, Gaara, he isn't that psychotic monster that passes for human anymore. He's Uzumaki Naruto. Kankuro said quietly, his eyes scanning the bed. Please save my brother. Naruto flashed one of his trademark grins. Of course, the grin transformed into a small smirk. After all, I plan on becoming Hokage someday. It would help quite a bit if the Kazekage owed a favor to me. Obito twitched. You know, sometimes I wonder if everything Naruto does is all a ploy to manipulate people into getting him into the Hokage position. I mean, if you wanted, you could explain off practically all of his actions for something like that. Are you coming? Naruto demanded. Obito blinked. On second thought, there's no way Naruto would do that. Nah. There's no way Naruto would even think of that. He wouldn't think that way. Or that deep. Etc. He ran after Naruto and the rest of his team. Wait! Temari called. The 5 Konoha shinobi stopped. If you'd wait a bit, you could have a sand shinobi with as well. I'm coming with you. Kakashi blinked. I suppose you may go. Temari, you stay here. There's plenty for you to do. A voice from above called. Chiyo-sama! Temari exclaimed in surprise. I'm not just an old woman. Chiyo said, jumping down from the tall building she was standing on. She hit the ground with a heavy thump. You jumped. Obito stated with shock. Yes, she did. Naruto nodded, in a similar state. Besides, I've wanted to see my cute little grandson for a while now. Chiyo smirked. Grandson? Naruto stammered. One of the Akatsuki is your grandson? Are you sure it's a good idea for you to go with us? Sasuke demanded. After all, I assure you, if it comes to killing him, I will not hesitate. Chiyo assured. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Kakashi discreetly hit Sasuke in the ankle. We would be glad to have you on this mission. Sasuke resisted the urge to kill Kakashi. It would cause too many questions, and there's too many witnesses. He reasoned to himself, and it's not like anyone saw. He noticed Naruto failing to resist a snicker from the corner of his eye. Scratch that. We need to go. We don't have a moment to waste. Kakashi turned around and started to run. Eerie eyes glowed in the darkness. Is everyone here? A dark figure took in the people assembled. They were standing in a semicircle around a statue. The lifeless form of Gaara was in the middle. Yes, very well. We should start the ritual, the original person stated. He seemed like the leader. Make sure your real bodies are secure. It will take 3 days to complete it. 3 days? Won't it take longer since Orochimaru is gone, Another figure demanded. If you think that, let's hurry up and start. Yet another muttered. Zetsu. The leader stated. Use your real body to survey our surroundings. The so-called Zetsu nodded. Let us start. The leader decided. Guy and his team raced through the trees, heading towards the sand. Guy-sensei! Guy-sensei! Lee exclaimed. Let's get to the sand in 2 days. No, 1 day. Guy countered. Half a day. Lee cried back. Guy-sensei! Lee! Guy-sensei! Lee! Enough. Tenten groaned. No matter how fast you go, it still takes 3 days to get to the sand, Niji sighed. Why has fate forced us to deal with these hyperactive idiots? Don't ask me. Tenten retorted. Why has fate forced me to deal with 2 hyperactive idiots and a fatal bestidioer person? The 4 of them continued on racing through the trees. Meanwhile, a strange plant-like figure melted up from the trees. One half black, and one half white. He, or perhaps it, stared at the retreating figures of Team Guy, then melted back into the tree. Naruto rummaged around in his pouch, producing a somewhat suspicious-looking seal from it. He discreetly put it at the bottom of the gatepost leading out of the sand. Are you coming, Naruto? Obito asked. Yeah? Naruto ran after his team out of the sand. Kakashi quickly summoned his dogs after they were a bit away from the village. I'm going to get my dogs to separate to find the scent of the Akatsuki who had captured Gaara. Kakashi explained. Even though they may have separated, remember that our mission is solely to retrieve Gaara. Not to engage the Akatsuki in battle, if possible. He received nods from his team. Chio yawned. Will you really be able to find the Kazekage using those dogs? Yes. Kakashi said patiently. He waved a scrap of fabric over the noses of each of his dogs. Separate. Come back when you find the scent. Guruko, you stay here. We'll follow you. The 7 other dogs ran off in opposite directions. K. Naruto nodded. They moved forwards, following the dog. Naruto. Sakura said hesitantly. Yeah? Naruto said. The Akatsuki have been targeting you for a while, right? Sakura blinked. I mean, I know they tried to capture you before your training trip. Yeah, I guess. Naruto shrugged. The Akatsuki? Chio said with interest. Why would they target you? I'm a Jinchuriki. They target Jinchuriki. They target me. Naruto deadpanned. Chio's eyes widened slightly. He's a Jinchuriki as well? I think she didn't know you were a Jinchuriki. Obito pointed out. Yeah, but I wanted to see her expression. Naruto shrugged. I was disappointed. Chio twitched. What I was wondering. Sakura said hesitantly. Why did the Akatsuki wait 3 years to attack someone again? Well, it was 3 years since I was attacked. Not necessarily 3 years since someone was attacked. Naruto shrugged. There must be other Jinchuriki. True. Sakura admitted. And after failing to capture me twice, maybe they didn't want to risk failing yet again. Naruto smirked. Sasuke scoffed. Or they didn't want to go against Jiraiya of the Sannin. That too. Naruto amended. Jiraiya of the Sannin? Chio repeated. Oh, I didn't say? Naruto grinned. I'm Ero, that is, Jiraiya of the Sannin's apprentice. Chio's eyes widened slightly again. I suppose you're not just a typical irritating brat. Why people always feel the need to insult me to compliment me? Naruto said irritably. He turned back to Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei, do you know if one of your dogs have the Akatsuki scent yet? Yes. Kakashi nodded. Garako has, in fact. The one we're following. Naruto stared forwards with an impassive expression. Gaara. All of them continued forwards, not noticing the plant-like person disappearing back into a tree. Pakken took a breath as he ran after the first Konoha team he spotted around here, which, for better or worse, turned out to be the team of Mato Guy. Pakken barked furiously in an attempt to make them notice him. Pakken? Guy paused, turning around. The dog of my youthful rival? Hello? Pakken stated, breathing hard. I've got something to tell you. There are 2 Konoha teams heading here. A cold voice said, one shadowy figure among many in the cave. He seemed to be the same as the plant-like figure that had been spying. The first is led by someone named Mato Guy, I believe. Who is he? The leader demanded. A skillful jonin from Konoha. The figure explained. He is very adept with taijutsu. Very well. I will use that technique, the leader started. May I go instead? A figure with gills demanded. It was obviously Kisame. I have a bit of a grudge against him, let's say. The leader looked over Kisame. Very well. You have a lot of chakra, even for among the Akatsuki, so this technique would work well for you. I will still need 30% of your chakra, ch. Well, I still will be able to pay him back. Kisame shrugged. His eyes flew open, away from the cave, for that kick. Kisame finished. Meanwhile, back in the cave, the plant-like figure continued on talking. The other team includes a few interesting people, such as the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, Hatake Kakashi of the Sharingan, and two of few known Uchiha left, Uchiha Sasuke and Obito. Nothing changed on Itachi's face at the mention of his little brother. Not to mention the Uchiha that the Akatsuki had discovered not too long ago. Well, not that anyone could actually see his facial expression, considering the fact it was nothing but a black silhouette with eyes. The Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi? Itachi, you and Kisame were in charge of capturing him. The leader commented. But you failed twice. Itachi mentally winced. Perhaps I should let someone else attempt this time. The leader commented. Let's see. I see. Guy murmured. We are closer to the Akatsuki than Kakashi and his team? Yes. Pakken answered. They were heading towards the land of rivers, in between sand and fire. Anyways, follow me. I'll explain more as we go. Guy nodded and the four of them plus a dog raced forwards, following Pakken. They exited the forest, landing in the outskirts of the desert. Pakken sniffed the air and froze. Someone's coming! Niji instantly activated his Byakugan. Behind us, the five of them jumped forwards, taking cover behind a rock just as an explosion of dust and rock flew up. From the cloud, the silhouette of someone holding a large sword gradually grew clearer. Guy's eyes widened. That's... He paused and scratched his head. Who? Kisame resisted the urge to jump at him and lop his head off right now. I'll just have to refresh your memory then. Kisame growled. Team Guy all got into a fighting stance. Stop! Kakashi cried, just as his team entered a clearing in the forest. Everyone instantly stopped. Hello? Kakashi of the Sharingan. A voice said. 6 pairs of eyes widened in unison. A man walked towards the 6 shinobi. He wore the typical Akatsuki robes, showing that he was a member of that organization. He wasn't any member of the Akatsuki they knew, however. Your bounty is quite high, you know? The man stated. Barely any of his face was shown, all covered up a mask. The only part of his face visible was his eerie eyes and the space around it. His eyes were a discolored shade of red, with pupilless white-green irises. My name is Kakuzu. The man Kakuzu said coldly. And I'm afraid I'm going to kill you all. Chapter 50. Defeating Kakuzu, Akatsuki's deception. Kakuzu? Naruto repeated. Why did you only know Kakashi-sensei? He's the only one with a bounty. Kakazu rationalized. I have no interest in you others, except for the fact I have to kill you all. Wait, which one of you is the Jinchuriki? I need to capture you, Kakashi-sensei. Can I? Naruto started, glaring at Kakuzu in irritation. No. We're going to fight together. He's a member of the Akatsuki. Kakashi pointed out, not even bothering to hear what Naruto was about to say. He's stronger than he seems, Naruto grumbled under his breath. Kakuzu brought his arm up and his hand flew out from the elbow down. Black strings kept that hand attached to his arm. The 6 of them scattered, and the hand flew back to his arm. Looks like we don't exactly have time to make a plan. Obito commented. Still, 6 against 1? Even though he's an Akatsuki, I feel sorry for him. Well, not really. Just don't get in my way. Sasuke retorted, activating his Sharingan. Oh, that's my line. Naruto smirked, placing his hands into a hand seal. Futon Kaze no Yaiba. Wind swords. Kakuzu easily dodged the technique, wary of any other attack. He jumped back, leaving a large space between him and the Konoha team. He seemed to be doing nothing but analyzing the situation. Naruto stared at Kakuzu. Something's wrong. Kakashi's eyes widened as he felt a slight bit of chakra from behind them. Scatter! Kakashi ordered. The 6 of them scattered without hesitation as the detached hand of Kakuzu flew out of the ground. Wow! This guy can detach his hand? Obito commented. Naruto jumped at the hand and attempted to stab it with a kunai. It wrestled itself out of Naruto's grasp and got dragged back down through the ground towards Kakuzu. A devious smile appeared on Naruto's face for a moment, then disappeared. I'm going to finish this up quickly, Kakuzu decided, taking off his cloak. His eyes flitted over his right arm for a split second, and he noticed a white, steadily burning, tag on it. It was nearly completely burnt, that little. His eyes widened and he quickly lengthened his arm, leading it towards Naruto. Naruto's eyes widened. Darn it! He noticed. Get away! Naruto snapped. Explosion tag. Luckily enough, the tag exploded halfway between Kakuzu and Naruto. Kakuzu cut off the threads that attached himself to his arm without hesitation the moment it exploded. He successfully managed to keep himself from burning to death. Chio chuckled. You're pretty good, I suppose? You didn't think that he might aim your explosion tag back towards us? Sasuke said scathingly. Well, at least I managed to destroy his right hand. That's more than you did, Naruto retorted. I would have gotten him as soon as he looked in my eyes. Sasuke snapped. Sure you would have. Naruto scoffed. Well, you can concentrate on hiding behind us as you attempt to meet your eyes with Kakuzu. Don't be stupid. Sasuke growled. I don't need my genjutsu to fight someone like this. Enough arguing, more fighting. Obito snapped. What's he doing? Sakura said in confusion. All of them stared at Kakuzu. Four ghoul-like figures floated up from his back. They appeared to be made out of the threads that crisscrossed Kakuzu's body and connected his limbs to it. They all wore different masks, however. What are those? Naruto muttered in disgust. Things we have to destroy. Obito retorted, placing his hands into a hand seal. Katon Enden! Flame Bullet! Katon! Guryoka no Jutsu! Great Dragon Flame Jutsu! Sasuke snapped in unison. Futon Shinkaho! Vacuum Wave! Naruto said. Kakuzu looked on impassively as the two of the four beings blew techniques out of their mouths. What seemed to be a small sea of fire completely destroyed the three weaker techniques. I have a feeling that we might be in a bit of trouble, Naruto muttered. Suetun, Shuhin Mizumamori. Surrounding water protection. Kakashi blinked, looking at the gigantic water shield that surrounded the six of them. Good, Naruto. But I rather doubt this be enough against a wind-enhanced fire attack, Kakashi pointed out, placing his hand into a hand seal. In a second, he had moved through 5 hand seals. Raitun, Reiku. Lightning Flash. The technique went into the water shield Naruto had put up. They say to fight fire with fire, but I guess you're fighting wind fire with lightning water, Obito commented. Kakuzu's technique hit the lightning-enhanced water and was successfully dispersed. Naruto let the technique go, as smoke and steam floated through the air. Perfect chance. Naruto grinned. He closed his eyes for a moment, then raced through the makeshift smokescreen towards what he thought was Kakuzu. Rasengan! Naruto exclaimed, a blue glow lighting his face. He thrusted his hand forwards to pierce a body. Naruto frowned as he met less resistance than he expected. His eyes narrowed as the smoke and steam cleared enough for him to see the figure in front of him. He discovered that there was a blob of black threads and a broken mask on the ground in front of him. Darn. Well, at least I got one of the weird things, Naruto muttered, jumping back to his team. Naruto, I'm going to take a page out of your book, Obito decided. HM? Naruto blinked. Hey! You! Kakuzu! Obito exclaimed. Where's Gaara? Naruto twitched. I did not act like that, he whispered. Keep on believing that if you want. Sasuke smirked. I wasn't one of the ones who captured him, Kakuzu answered. Why are you attacking us? Obito demanded. Do I need a reason? Kakuzu said coldly, looked on towards Naruto. You! Blondie, yes? Naruto said calmly. You destroyed my wind element heart. He narrowed his eyes, and something that resembled anger, no, irritation, flashed in the corners. You'll replace it. Temporarily, that is. Do you know how difficult it is to find a heart of someone with the wind element? In fact, I think I'll replace my right arm you incinerated with yours as well. Heart? Naruto said in confusion. I suppose I can give you the courtesy of explaining. Kakaza sighed. I have 5 hearts. Well, for now. Each of them are in one of those, with one in mine. And each of them has a different chakra element. He paused. Wait a second, since I'm using that technique to be here, then technically I didn't lose a heart. For that matter, I didn't lose a right arm either. Perfect, whatever. I need to kill them anyways. I'll put Hatake Kakashi's body somewhere where it won't rot as much, then collect it later after the ritual finishes. For the bounty. Oh, so that's why you want my heart. Naruto rolled his eyes. Well, I'll just make sure you don't get it then. You don't have a choice in the matter, Kakuzu said coldly. One of the beings blew out a lightning technique. The 6 of them dodged the technique. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. So, that means there's one heart in each of the beings, most likely, he commented. So, that means we have to kill him another 4 times? Obito raised his eyebrow. Wonderful, that's stupid, Naruto retorted. Let's just aim at his head. I agree with Naruto. Sasuke nodded. Chio chuckled. That's one way to get past that little problem. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment, thinking. Okay. There's no point in just standing here. I'll go after Kakuzu, so can you. No. Sasuke cut him off. I'll go after Kakuzu. Sasuke, this isn't the time to argue, Obito complained. I have my genjutsu, Sasuke explained. I'll get Kakuzu under a genjutsu, then attack him with my Chidori. Much better than your plan, which was what? Charge after Kakuzu with a Rasengan? Naruto growled. That was not my plan, okay? Stop thinking that I'm the same as before. But I guess that might work better. Slightly, he sighed. Fine. I'll back you up. Naruto's eyes narrowed, utterly serious. He lunged after one of the beings without a moment of hesitation. The being opened its mouth and a lightning technique of some sort flew out. Feudate! Wind shield, Naruto said quickly, creating a shield in front of him. The lightning technique and shield destroyed each other. He grabbed a number of kunai from his pouch and threw them, one after another. Explosions flew up. The being easily dodged the small explosions. It might have been injured if it had been human, but this being seemed to be made out of moving black strings. That didn't deter Naruto, however. It didn't even seem to worry him much. He merely took out 4 more tag-attached kunai and threw them at the ground around the being. The being made to escape again, but found its way blocked by a translucent shield. It swiftly turned to another direction, but Naruto had already set up another shield on that side. In a matter of a second, the other 2 sides were covered with the shield, along with the top. Naruto smirked. The being opened its mouth and did the same lightning technique again. Gee, is that the only technique you know? Naruto retorted. He walked up to the shield slowly. You know what's interesting about this shield? Things can go in, but not out. Naruto grinned. Even if his opponent was probably non-sentient, he felt the need to talk to it. It's hard to get people in here, though. Aren't I lucky you seem to be dumber than most? The being continued on trying to escape. So, I wonder what would have happened if I threw this explosion tag. Naruto smirked, lifting up a kunai. He threw it through the shield, causing ripples to appear. 5, 4. Naruto counted. 3. There was an explosion, incinerating the being into nothingness. Naruto twitched and muttered 2 and 1 underneath his breath. Meanwhile, Obito looked at his opponent. How to deal with this? Obito murmured. It's made out of strings, so unless I completely destroy it at once, it'll probably regenerate, or something like that. Wait, Naruto just destroyed the mask and it melted, or something like that. So, basically, as long as I destroy the mask, it's fine. Obito's eye narrowed. I might be able to use taijutsu, but those strings seem awfully dangerous, so I'd better stay with ninjutsu. After all, can these things even fall under genjutsu? Doubt it. The being didn't wait for Obito to finish musing. It opened its mouth, an earth technique coming out. This technique was in the form of a large spear. Obito jumped back, the spear stabbing itself into the ground. Fine then, Obito muttered, glaring at the being. I may not have super strong techniques like the Chidori or Rasengan. He blinked once, his Sharingan activating, or super strong strength like Sakura. His hands floated into several different hand seals. But I can still do this. Katan Keisenshin. 1,000 needles of fire. The chakra that Obito had let out narrowed into needles. It lit up with fire, and flew towards the being. The being attempted to dodge the onslaught of needles, but eventually got hit. The needles that went through the black cloak of threads caused no damage, but a needle hit the mask. It broke into little pieces, and the being fell onto the ground. Obito grinned. Sakura glared at the being. I can't lose. I have to prove that I'm just as strong as Naruto and Sasuke, and Obito-san. Her hands clenched. I'm not a dead weight anymore. Her eyes narrowed and she jumped at the being in front of her. Her fists met thin air as the being stepped back. She flipped in midair and landed lightly on the ground. This being blew out a concentrated blast of fire. Sakura dodged, the edge of her sandals a little blacker than before. She glared at the being and took a breath. Calm down. Her eyes narrowed and she aimed a kick towards the being. The being simply blew out another burst of fire. Sakura jumped back yet again, dodging it expertly. Like I thought. Whenever I attack it, it gets me away from it with a blast of fire. As long as I keep on the offensive, I should be fine. I've got a plan. If I can call it that. Sakura aimed yet another kick right underneath the mask. The mouth opened, as if to blow out fire again. Sakura already expected that. She already hit the being and kicked off into the air. Sakura clenched her fist and punched the being straight into the ground. It didn't stand a chance as the mask cracked into little pieces. She smiled. Kakuzu frowned underneath his mask as his last heart was destroyed. He had expected them to be more of a difficulty for them to defeat, but he didn't have as much chakra as usual, after all. They were connected partly to his chakra supply. Kakuzu ducked as a blade of lightning flew over his head. He stared at the ground, avoiding the gaze of Sasuke. Things wouldn't be so easy for them if I had all my chakra. However, enough time has passed that there's no way that they can reach the Jinchuriki before the beast is extracted. My only irritation is that I cannot gain the bounty for Hatake Kakashi. Kakuzu let his arms separate from his body, aiming the one with a hand still attached towards Kakashi. The two of them promptly tried to attack his arms. Kakuzu froze, not because he wanted to. Because he had to. A throaty chuckle echoed from behind Kakuzu. Did you think that I was a senile old lady? Chio smirked, her hands extended in front of her. Blue threads attached themselves to various parts of Kakuzu. She winced slightly as Kakuzu tried to escape. What are you waiting for? Chio demanded. Hurry up and finish him off. Kakashi nodded and powered up a Chidori. He stabbed it in the chest of Kakuzu, destroying his last heart. Kakuzu fell to the ground as Chio let the chakra strings go. A puff of smoke flew up, covering everyone and everything for a few moments. Then it dispersed, and revealed the face of Kakuzu. That's a jonin from the sand. Chio commented, staring down at the body in shock. Yura. He's been working hard as a leader for years now. There's no way he's an Akatsuki spy. Are you sure? Kakashi asked. Certain. Chio said. It can't be hench. Naruto muttered. It has to be some sort of special technique. Obito commented. His eyes widened. Wait, that means Gaara's in trouble. Naruto finished. They were trying to slow us down. They must have already started to extract the tailed beast. Chio stated. Extract. Naruto repeated mutely. Yes. Perhaps they want to make a new Jinchuriki. Chio answered. We must hurry. Kakashi murmured. There's no time, old lady. Naruto said in worry, his head starting to put the pieces together. When someone extracts the tailed beast from the Jinchuriki, he hesitated, his eyes darkening. Does the Jinchuriki die? There was a moment of silence, before Chio answered softly. Yes. Naruto looked nothing but resigned. So, wait a second. If the Akatsuki get a hold of Naruto, then... Obito let the sentence go unfinished. Sakura's eyes widened. No, stop worrying. Naruto snapped, not wanting to worry them. We'll save Gaara, okay? We're worried about you, Sakura retorted. There's no reason to. Sasuke cut Sakura off. Or do you not believe in Naruto? I'm sure that the Akatsuki will be so irritated with his annoying self that they'd let him go if they actually ever managed to capture him. Which I doubt. I'm glad you have such faith in me. Naruto said sarcastically. Sasuke smirked. Whatever you say. Naruto turned around and looked towards the forest. Gaara, let's go. Kakashi said quickly. We can't lose another moment. There was a series of nods, and the six of them jumped into the trees.